Hi parents, this is John here again from Learning Out of the Box, and this is my second Facebook Live of today. All right, and the reason why I'm doing this is because I really want to help your P6ers because this year their learning is greatly disrupted, and if my child is in P6 right now, I'll be really scared, because there's so much disruption going on. Okay, so I'm going to share with you another concept which is called fraction of fraction, and this is something that is really very tricky, and sometimes even for those high achievers, sometimes because they rush through, they may make some careless mistake. And okay, if you walk through back down memory lane when your child is in P2 or P3, probably they have learned fraction without units, and they will see fraction with units, but they appear in separate question. Yeah, as your child goes to P5, they'll be looking at questions with fraction with units and fraction without units in the same question. Yeah, so this is the part that a lot of times many kids will tend to make careless mistake here because they mix up fraction with units and fraction without units. Okay, so I'm going to go to my Zoom panel, and I will not take in any question until the end. Yeah, so I can focus on teaching first, then you try to understand, then after that, if you have any question pertaining to how to teach your child this, then I'll take on the questions. Yeah. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so all right. Okay, so in this question, you are going to see a typical primary 6 question or even primary 5. And the reason why it's confusing is, firstly, you can see there are many fractions, and what is confusing is actually these fractions have a mixture of fractions with units and fractions without units. Yeah, and the next thing that you must know is when it comes to fraction without units and there's a of, it means of the entire thing. Yeah, of the entire thing. And of also means multiplication in math. So sometimes when our children do not know how to solve such questions, it's not because they are poor in problem sums or because they are lousy in math. Yeah, this is the general misconception, and it's actually very dangerous to go down this path because it somehow gives a label to your child that, hey, you're lousy in math because you just can't do this kind of question. Yeah, and in fact, if you have tried solving such questions, probably many adults may make the similar mistakes. Okay, so here goes. So we are going to do, oops, okay, what's going on? Okay, good. Okay, so annotation, yeah. Okay. Okay, so when it comes to solving such math question, you want to practice highlighting keywords. And again, many parents told me that, John, my child is 10 years old, 11, 12, and I have a hard time asking them to highlight keywords, and they just refuse to listen to me. Have you ever experienced similar things? If yes, and if you have younger kids, start them off early, yeah, because they have no choice but to listen to you. And as they get older, you find that it's really hard for them to follow your instructions if you do not have the habits of getting them to follow your instructions from a young age. Okay, so when we see such question, we'll just read off and we say that Spencer makes 3/4 kg of raisins. Oh, my favorite. Okay, raisins with 2 whole and 1/6 kg of nuts to make a mixture. Yeah, so this mixture is actually 1 whole. Yeah, 1 whole. All right. And this mixture is the same as this mixture. Okay, so let me use colors to underline these two words because they are referring to the same thing. Okay, next. 3/5 of, okay, of here means times. Very important, yeah? Okay, before you teach your child, make sure that your concepts are actually accurate and correct as well. Okay, if not, you'll be passing down the wrong stuff to your kid. Okay, next. Then he packed the rest. Okay, pack the rest means if this is 3/5, that means you draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, not very nice, yeah. Okay, let me just break it into 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 3/5 goes to family. And then these are all pack. They are pack. Pack. All right. Okay, pack into multiples 1/4 kg. Okay, so right now, understand the question first. Don't jump to it. Yeah, you have lots of time, especially you're at home. Your focus is not to solve the question fast. Especially when you are teaching your own kid, your focus is very much on understanding your question, making sure that your concepts are all correct before you teach your kids. Okay, and then when you teach your kids, make sure that you do not just solve it as a math question. You want to solve it by teaching your kid all the necessary math concepts, like for example, when you see kg of a fraction, next to a fraction is fraction with units, so you want to highlight that to your kid. Then you see fraction of the mixture means that it's actually of the whole thing, and this fraction doesn't have units, and mixture is actually 1 whole in this case. Yeah. Then you have another fraction here with kg as well, and this is what makes life confusing and frustrating, isn't it? Okay, so whenever I teach my own kids, I will generally try to explain to her this story to help her to understand what's going on, and then I will just draw a simple model to explain to her what's the difference between this 3/5 and all this 3/4 and 2 whole and 1/6. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to teach you something that I've done for my own kids. So when I do something here, it's actually teaching them to understand first. Then I will solve. Okay, I will solve, and I will draw another separate model to show the exact solution. Okay. Okay. So now, when you want to do a mixture, and make sure that your model is big lah, huh? So that it's easy for your kids to see. Yeah. And by drawing that big, I'm going to risk that I may not have enough space to solve it. But I rather you understand first, because a lot of our parents, I think that they are superb in math, but they face roadblock when it comes to explaining to their own kids. Yeah. And it's normal. Yeah. So do not feel guilty. All right. So when you have the whole mixture, yeah, you have 3/4 kg plus 2 whole and 1/6 kg. Yeah. So you want to practice even putting the units here. Okay, it's a bit leceh or troublesome, but when you do it, your child actually models after you. If you don't do it, your child will also model after you by not doing it. Yeah, so sometimes if you wonder if your child, why your child doesn't write units or label everything fully, probably he or she is modeling after you. Yeah, so if you want to help your child to pick up good math habits, my suggestion is you can do the same thing so your child can model after your good practices. Okay, so another thing that you want to take note that sometimes children get stuck here is because they do not how to make the denominator to the common number. Yeah, so here is when your child needs to know the LCM, or I change it to first common multiple. Yeah, so you have 3 times 3, 4 times 3, okay? Then 2 whole and 1/6, so times 2 times 2 to have denominator of 12. So I have 9, 12 kg plus 2 whole and 2 over 12 kg, yeah? Okay, so it's getting squeezy, so let me just erase this away. Okay, this happens when you need to explain a very long question with long solutions in a very small screen, and this is why the children are given a full page to do their working. So please use the full page, yeah, or the space. Okay, so we have 2 whole and 11 over 12 kg. Okay, so this is actually the mixture. Okay, this is the mixture. Yeah, the mixture. Okay, so this is step 1. Another thing you can use is label step 1. Okay, so that your child knows where are you. Okay, so now, another thing is you can actually do cancellation to tell you that, hey, I've already used it up, and then I'll move on to the next sentence. So 3/5 of the mixture means that you need to cut this into 5 units. Okay, three used for family, and the 2 out of 5 units. All right, maybe I can use this. Okay, for 1/4 kg, yeah, or you can say split into individual bags. Okay, now, okay, there are 2 ways you can do it. So method 1 will be, you can treat as 5 units is actually 2 whole and 11 over 12. Okay, so you need to take 1 U. All right, so I'm doing on the spot, so pardon me if I solve wrongly. Yeah, but the key is for you to understand. Okay, so we have 2 whole times 12, which is 24. 24 plus 11, 24 plus 11 will be 35. Yeah, so it will be 35 over 12 divided by 5. Okay, and there will be 35 over 12. Am I right? Please check for me. Yeah. Okay, so I will do cancellation. Okay, so 7 over 12 kg. Then I need to find 2 units, right? Which is 2 units is 2 times 7 over 12. Okay, so we have cancellation, 7 over 6. Okay, parents, your math is better than mine. Are you able to check for me? Okay, so this is method 1, yeah? So in the meantime, some parents are checking because I know that many of you are LOB parents who are really good in math. Please check for me. The other way is what I will do is I can recommend this to you if your child is faster in math. Okay, So method 2 will be 2 out of 5. So pack the rest. So let me call it rest. So it'll be 2 out of 5 because it's 2 out of 5 units times 2 whole and 11 over 12. Yeah, so let me just counter check. 2 times 12 is 24. 24 plus 11 is 35. So it's 35 over 12. So let me do cancellation. 2 divided by 1. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 divided by 2 is 6. Then divided by 5 is 1. Divided by 5 is 7. So we are still over 6 kg. Yeah. Okay. So let me just erase this away. If not, you'll be asking me why is there a worm here. Okay. All right. So okay. So you notice that my answer should be correct. Okay, because these two are the same. Yeah, so you have two methods. So if your child is struggling with multiplication of fraction, you can use method 1. If your child is good in math, you can use method 2. And then if your child is struggling and has eventually grasps method 1, you can get him to take on method 2 as well. So I think that when it comes to math, it's a journey. Don't rush through, because you realize that from experience in life, if you continue to push through the wall without knowing how to break it down, there's only frustration. You need to think in terms of strategic manner, like, so how much do I understand my child, and whether my child can take on this one, and as much as other kids can do it, but what about my child? If my child doesn't know how to do it, how can I support him and start off from where he is rather than what I want? Yeah, so I think there's a lot of psychology going on when it comes to proper teaching, and not just copying down and forcing the solution down. And because I think when it comes to all these questions, and we know that all these questions have solutions already, so it comes to a point that sometimes maybe if we can appreciate it more and understand how it is designed, probably it's easier to solve. Yeah. So, and you know that from things that you are used to be hard, when you learn to appreciate it and can understand it fully, everything becomes so easy. Yeah. Okay. So now, okay, what should I do next? Yeah. Okay. This is, sometimes I get stage fright, even though I have done so many Zoom teaching already. Yeah. Okay, so let me change color. Okay. Okay, so now I have used this already. Yeah, and have used this already. I'm gonna split them out into 1/4 kg, right? So 7 over 6 divided. Okay, let me make it even clearer for you. 7 over 6 kg divided by 1/4 kg. Okay, so it's like splitting out. So we have like that. Okay, so this is where you learn KCF, keep, change, flip. Yeah, so we have divided by 2 is 3, divided by 2 is 2. So this is 14 over 3, which is actually, okay, this is backs, backs. So we have, in fact, 4 and 2/3 backs. Okay, yeah, 4 complete backs and 2/3 of the feedback that is filled. Okay, so when you explain, you also want to make sure that you are also clear, and you want to break it down into short sentences. And preferably when you explain, it'll be good for you to say one sentence at a time with full stop and no comma. Yeah, and the reason is because as much as you could have be very good in math, and then to you this is like a piece of cake, but to your child is processing it for the first time. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, for example, I assume that all of you are very good in math. I will just go on like this. Okay, everybody, Spencer makes 3/4 kg of raisins and 2 whole and 1/6 of the nuts. Yeah, so what you're going to do is to add them together, and then you just times 3/5 of the mixture, which is actually a fraction without units. Then you have to divide by 1/4 kg. Yeah, after you have minus off from the family portion. Okay, so if I explain like this to you, probably you'll be seeing stars by now. Yeah, so if I have to, and I have to go by the level of a human being who understand it the least. So I start from there. So I'll explain, hey everybody, this is a mixture. So to get a mixture out, you need to add 3/4 kg of the raisins plus 2 and 1/6 of the nuts. Yeah, okay, so then you add them, then you repeat and you reinforce your main points. Then once your child say, oh Papa, I understand, then you say, okay, so with this mixture, after you add together, it's okay to repeat. Yeah, you get 2 whole and 11/12 kg. Then you draw units to reinforce. Okay, then you can check in with your child again. Do you understand? Do you understand? Yeah, if your child say yes but he looks confused, you know that the answer is no. But if your child say yes, I know, and has this confidence look on his face, you know that you can go on. Okay, so before that, okay, this is a very long sharing. Yeah, so use colors as well. Yeah, so this is 4 whole, 4 complete bags, and then you know that this 2/3 of a bag cannot be used to fill up the 5th bag completely. So we need to take 2/3 times of a complete bag, which is 1/4. So this is actually 1 full bag. Yeah. So we have cancel, and that is actually 1/6 kg. Okay. Okay. So if you are not convinced, all right, I have to find some space to squeeze. Yeah. Okay. So this is the answer. This is the answer. Always get your child to draw the double line because it makes it easier for the marker to mark. And we need to also help them to mark our children's work easily. Yeah, people get tired after marking like hundreds of scripts, so you want to make it easy for your teacher to give your child the maximum number of marks possible. Okay, if you're not convinced why is this 1/6 kg, so you can actually just take, okay, so this is 4. Okay, so I do this here because of space constraint. So 4 whole bag will be 4 times 1/4, which is 1 kg. Yeah, so this is 4 bags. Then the remainder is actually this one, right? So we just take 7/6 minus 1. So it's actually 7/6 minus 6/6, which is actually 1/6 kg left. Okay, so we have this one, which is the same answer as 1/6 kg. Okay, so in fact, there are many ways to do it. And the reason why I explain using multiple ways to solve is because you are the one to explain to your kids. So I want to give you different tools to explain. Yeah, and probably your math level is at different level from mine, or your child's math level is different from yours. So you want to test out all these different ways to explain until your child gets it. Okay. All right, so let me just stop share and then I'll see whether there's any questions from the floor. Parents, type in learn if you have learned one thing that's new, at least one thing that's new. Type in learn in the comment box if you have learned at least one new thing. This is for me so that I know that this kind of Facebook Live is benefiting you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, so okay, great. Okay, so again, if you want to show it to your kid, the only way that you can keep a copy is simply click on the share button, and then you can just share it on your wall. Yeah, then parents told me by doing this, they are able to keep my videos so that they can refer to it and teach their kid or show it to their kid. Okay, so I hope that you have benefited a lot from this sharing. And this kind of question is tested for 25 and 6. And even for some kids who are scoring A stars, I still catch them making the mistake of not checking the units closely. Okay, so I'll see you around. Take care and bye.